Let's be real. Most women don't fall for the guy who tries the hardest. They fall for the one who knows exactly what he's doing. And here's the truth. No one tells you. A woman's lack of interest doesn't always mean she's out of reach. In fact, her disinterest might just be a test. A way to weed out the weak from the confident, the clueless from the calculated. Men have been lied to for decades. You've been told to be nice, to compliment her, to chase her, to show your emotions, and somehow all that was supposed to make her fall for you. But where did it get you? Friend-zoned, ghosted, ignored. Here's the controversy. The more interested you are in her, the less interested she becomes in you. Why? Because women are not attracted to attention. They're attracted to value. And the man who knows his value doesn't beg for interest. He commands it. So if you've ever felt invisible to the woman you want, if she's ignored your texts, rejected your compliments, or acted like she couldn't care less that you exist, this video is for you. We're going to flip the script. Because the way you approach her is everything. It's not about your looks, your money, or your status. It's about psychology. It's about subtle signals, powerful presence, and smart timing. This isn't about playing games. It's about playing smarter. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to approach any woman, even one who acts like she isn't interested, and get her attention in a way she can't ignore. Not through desperate moves, not through fake charm, but through calculated confidence. We're not here to convince women. We're here to attract them. And trust me, once you apply these principles, she'll feel the difference immediately. Let's break it all down, step by step. 1. Stop trying to impress her. This might sting, but it's the truth. The more you try to impress a woman, the less she's impressed. Why? Because trying to impress someone puts her above you. It shows you're performing for her approval, and women can sense that energy instantly. You might think showing off your job, your money, or your muscles will make her want you. But what she really sees is a man trying too hard. And here's the twist. Women aren't attracted to effort. They're attracted to power. Not physical power, but inner power. A man who doesn't need to win her over is the man who could have her if he wanted to. Most guys mess up right at the start. They come in with compliments, jokes, expensive clothes, over-the-top stories, all to prove they're worthy of her attention. But the guy who walks in like he's already enough, that's the one she remembers. Trying to impress her puts her in control. And when she feels that power dynamic, her attraction drops. She might smile, she might laugh, but deep down, she knows you're chasing, and chasing is unattractive. Instead, your mindset should be, I don't need to impress her. I need to be myself, confidently, unapologetically, and with zero need for validation. Women are drawn to mystery, calmness, and grounded energy. The moment you stop trying to be impressive and just own who you are, that's when she leans in. That's when her curiosity starts. 2. Ignore her beauty. Focus on yourself. Men make one major mistake the moment they see a beautiful woman. They worship her looks like she's some kind of goddess. And guess what happens next? She loses interest. Fast. Why? Because beauty is common, especially for women. She gets stared at, complimented, and praised all day long. To her, that attention is boring, predictable, weak. So the moment you act like she's special, just because she's pretty, she knows you're just like every other guy, easily controlled. You've already put her on a pedestal, and she hasn't done a thing to earn it. Here's the hard truth. The man who doesn't react to her beauty is the one she becomes curious about. When you ignore her looks, not in a rude way, but in a calm, detached way, it signals that you've seen beauty before, that you're not desperate, that you have options, that you're the prize. And that's when everything shifts. When you focus on yourself, your posture, your tone, your energy, you stop looking for her approval. You're not trying to win her. You're letting her experience you. That's rare. That's powerful. The real game is in showing her that you're not fazed, that no matter how hot she is, you value your own energy more. You stay grounded, you stay focused, you don't flinch. This is not about being cold. It's about showing discipline. If a woman sees you staying calm around her beauty, she'll wonder what makes you so confident. That's attraction. 3. Silence is more attractive than compliments. Let's be honest. Most guys think they have to say something to get her attention. That if they're not complimenting her, joking, or keeping the conversation going, they're somehow losing the moment. But the truth is, most men talk themselves out of attraction. You don't need to be funny, you don't need to be charming, and you definitely don't need to compliment her every 2 seconds. That stuff might feel good to you, but to her, it comes off as predictable and needy. Here's what most men don't realize. Silence is powerful. It shows comfort. It shows you're not afraid of space. You don't need to impress. You don't need to rush. You're already enough. And you're letting her come to you. Think about it. When a man is truly confident, does he need to fill every second with words? No. He observes, he watches, he listens. And when he speaks, people listen because it actually means something. That's the energy women respond to. You ever notice how the guys who always try too hard, the ones constantly complimenting her outfit, her smile, her laugh, never seem to keep her attention? Because women don't trust words that come too easily, especially from men they just met. She's heard "you're beautiful" so many times, it doesn't even register anymore. It's background noise. But a man who locks eyes with her, holds his posture, and says nothing, that's a different kind of tension. That's the type of moment she feels. This is where most guys mess up. They're uncomfortable with silence, so they start rambling. Jokes, flattery, filler. But silence? Silence puts the pressure on her. It flips the dynamic. And in that moment, she starts wondering what you're thinking. She starts filling in the blanks. That's intrigue. That's interest. The key is to stay calm. Stay still. Let the silence work for you. Let her lean in. Because the man who isn't desperate to fill the gap is the man who makes her chase. So next time you're with a woman, try this. Say less, mean more, and watch what happens. 4. Don't chase, make her chase. Here's the reality most men don't want to hear. You've been trained to chase women. From movies, music, even your friends. You've been told that if you just show her how much you care, she'll eventually like you. If you just stick around, prove yourself, text her consistently, compliment her enough, she'll come around. But guess what? It doesn't work. And if it did, you wouldn't be watching this video. Men need to wake up. Seriously. You are not her pet. You are not her servant. You are not a beggar hoping she picks you. You're supposed to be the one in control. But instead, too many men throw away their self-respect to chase a woman who hasn't even earned their effort. Here's what you have to understand. The more you chase her, the more she runs. Because chasing shows weakness. It says, I need you more than you need me. It screams insecurity. And no woman, not even the kindest, is drawn to that energy. Women are attracted to value. And value doesn't chase. When you stop trying to win her and start building your life, your presence, your purpose, she feels the pull. Because now, you're no longer a man looking for validation. You're a man she wants to be validated by. You have to flip the script. Most guys send good morning texts, like every picture she posts, show up for her every time she calls. And then they wonder why she ghosts, flakes, or just sees them as a friend. It's not complicated. You gave her everything for nothing. No challenge, no mystery, no masculine polarity. You want advice? Stop texting first. Stop making her your priority. Stop chasing. Pull back. Focus on you. Build something she wants to be part of. Let her wonder where you went. Let her feel the absence. Let her initiate. That's how the game is played, by men who know their worth. So if you've been chasing, now's the time to stop. Not to punish her, but to remind yourself, You're the prize. Act like it. 5. Mystery beats. Honesty. Every time. This might hurt a little, but let's be real. Most men are too honest too fast. They think opening up immediately, telling her how they feel, sharing every intention right away will somehow make her trust them more. I'm just being real, bro. Yeah. And that's why she's not texting you back. Women don't fall for men they understand from the first conversation. They fall for men they can't figure out. Men who say just enough to spark interest, but not enough to be fully known. That's what hooks her mind. That's what keeps her coming back. Listen closely. Mystery triggers imagination. And imagination is 10x more powerful than information. The guy who tells her exactly how he feels, what he wants, where this is going, kills the tension before it even starts. He's not being authentic. He's being predictable. And predictable is boring. Think about the last time you were hooked on a movie or a book. Was it because you knew everything that was going to happen? No. You were pulled in because you didn't know. You were chasing the unknown. That's how attraction works. But men today? They overshare. They confess. They pour their hearts out to women who haven't earned it. And they wonder why she disappears. Show her that you have depth, but let her discover it slowly. That's where the tension builds. That's how emotional connection actually forms. When she feels like she's uncovering something rare. You're not a book she gets to read in one sitting. You're a locked journal, and every page she earns keeps her coming back. 6. Don't be nice. Be real. Let's get something straight right now. Being a nice guy is not attractive. It's actually one of the biggest reasons most men get ignored, ghosted, or friend-zoned. And here's the truth. Women don't hate nice men. They just don't respect them. Because nice today usually means weak. It means soft-spoken, overly agreeable, afraid of tension, always playing it safe. That's not attractive. That's invisible. Real talk. Most nice guys are fake. They're only being sweet to get something. They avoid conflict to keep her around. They say what she wants to hear, hoping she'll choose them. That's not kindness. That's manipulation in a polite wrapper. And women can feel it. A real man. He's not rude. He's not disrespectful. But he's authentic. He speaks with backbone. He sets boundaries. He calls things out. And he doesn't put a woman on a pedestal just because she's attractive. Women don't fall for men who worship them. They fall for men who challenge them. Men who tell the truth, even if it creates tension. Men who aren't afraid to disagree. Men who don't bend over backwards just to keep her. The reason this matters? Because when you're always being nice, you're not showing your full self. You're hiding. And if you're hiding, she can't connect with the real you. So stop smiling through red flags. Stop agreeing with everything she says. Stop acting like you're okay with things you're not okay with. You think you're being chill, but really, you're being a doormat. And women don't date doormats. They step over them. You want her attention? Be bold enough to be real. If you like her, say it. Once. If something bothers you, speak up. If she disrespects you, walk away. That's confidence. That's what she's looking for. Because at the end of the day, she doesn't want a man who tries to be what she wants. She wants a man who knows exactly who he is and doesn't need her approval to be that. So forget nice. Be clear, be honest, be real, and let her respect you first, before she ever thinks about loving you. 7. Confidence is quiet, not loud. Most guys think confidence means talking loud, showing off, and being the center of attention. They believe confidence is about dominating the room, cracking jokes non-stop, or bragging about accomplishments. But real confidence? It's the complete opposite. Real confidence is quiet. It's calm. It's knowing your worth without needing validation. It's sitting back and letting others wonder why you're so sure of yourself. Think about the guy who walks into a room and doesn't have to say a word for people to notice him. That's confidence. Not because he's loud, but because he radiates something others don't have. certainty. This is where most men get it wrong. They confuse loudness with confidence and insecurity with dominance. When you're shouting to prove you're confident, you're actually screaming your doubt. Women can feel it immediately. They can sense when a man is trying too hard to impress or be the guy. And that desperation kills attraction faster than anything else. Confidence means you're comfortable being yourself, even if it's quiet, even if it's not flashy. It means you don't need to explain yourself or seek approval. You show up, stay grounded, and don't care about being liked by everyone. If you want to attract any woman, especially the ones who seem uninterested, this is crucial. You must own your space without trying to fill it. You must be okay with silence, with not being the loudest voice in the room. You must be so comfortable. 8. Play hard to get, but not like a child. Playing hard to get isn't about ignoring her until she's begging. That's just childish and annoying. The real secret? It's about having a life so full, so interesting, that she has to compete for your time. When you're always available, always saying yes, she doesn't see value. She assumes you have nothing better to do. And that's a massive turnoff. But if you're busy living your life, working on your goals, having friends, doing things you love, you're sending a very different message. You're a prize worth earning. She'll notice when you don't respond immediately. She'll wonder what you're up to. She'll want to be part of your world instead of just adding to her boredom. Playing hard to get is not mind games. It's not ignoring her texts for days. It's about balance. Being present but not desperate. Interested but not obsessed. Don't be a man who hangs on her every word. Be a man who's got his own story to tell, and invites her in only if she's worthy. 9. Frame control. Lead, don't follow. In any interaction, who controls the frame controls the outcome. Most men let women set the tone, decide the pace, and control the conversation. That's a huge mistake. You need to take the lead. Not in a bossy way, but in a way that shows you're the man with direction. When you lead the frame, you're telling her, I'm confident. I know what I want. I'm not here to please you. I'm here to share an experience with you. This shifts the dynamic completely. Suddenly she's following your vibe, not dragging you along hers. Leading means making decisions, like where to go, what to do, when to text, and when to stay silent. It means you set the emotional temperature, not her. Women don't want a partner who's wishy-washy or uncertain. They want a man who stands firm, who's steady and strong. So stop asking questions like, what do you want to do? Or, should I text you now? Instead, decide. And watch how she reacts. Control the frame, and you control attraction. It's that simple. 10. Use scarcity without being a jerk. Scarcity is one of the most powerful attraction triggers, but it's a double-edged sword. Used right, it makes you irresistible. Used wrong, it makes you look like a selfish jerk. Here's the deal. Scarcity means you're not always available. You have your own life, your own time, and you protect it fiercely. But some guys take this too far. They act cold, rude, or like they don't care at all, thinking that will make her chase them. Wrong. Being scarce doesn't mean ignoring her all the time or playing cold games that hurt her feelings. It means valuing your time enough not to waste it on people who don't add value to your life. Women pick up on this energy. When she feels like your time is precious and that you aren't desperate to spend it with her, she'll want to be part of that. This isn't about manipulation. It's about self-respect. When you respect yourself, others do too. You don't beg for attention or validation. You show up on your terms when you want to, and you make your presence valuable. Scarcity creates desire because humans want what's rare. If you're always there, always easy to get, you lose that edge. She'll stop seeing you as a prize and start seeing you as a convenience. Remember this. The goal isn't to make her suffer or feel confused. The goal is to make her realize your value without you having to say a word. But here's the tricky part. Don't overdo it. If you're too scarce, she'll lose interest because she thinks you don't care. Balance is everything. Be scarce, but be genuine. Be hard to get, but not impossible to reach. If you master scarcity with respect, you'll create powerful attraction that keeps her coming back, even if she wasn't interested at first. It's not a game, it's a mindset. Protect your time, protect your energy, and watch how your value skyrockets in her eyes. Let me be brutally honest with you. Most men fail with women because they're too nice and too available. They think being a good guy means bending over backward to please her, ignoring their own worth, and chasing her like a puppy. That's why she never sees them as real men, just options she can replace any time. Here's the harsh truth. If you keep acting like a doormat, don't expect her to treat you like a prize. Women don't want a man who's easy to have. They want a man who makes them earn his attention and respect. If you're not willing to step up, set boundaries, and value yourself first, you'll stay invisible forever. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried any of these tactics? Did they work, or did you get burned? Drop your experience in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'm not just here to teach, I'm here to help you win. This journey isn't just about tricks or lines. It's about building the mindset of a man women truly desire. So let's connect. Tell me your story, and let's make sure next time you're the one she can't forget.